Welcome everyone to another Aeronautica battle report. Back with me and Marcus, battling against each other. Today we are playing the glorious Air Wah, and some Tau lesser species. Marcus really wanted to try out some new rules from the. We have done a small review on this before in one of our previous videos. So this is a new Aeronautica Companion, which has Necron rules in it and additional rules for the basic game. Which
we've been itching to play these.
We've been itching and to play this. So we want to try new rules because we want to play campaign at some stage. So we thought we'll give it a bit of a go first rather than make a complete hash of it in a whole campaign. So we'll just make a hash of it in one small compact video.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what rules are we planning to play?
So we're going to play a fair few of the new rules, plus some of the rules that we've been ignoring up till now, which is the disengagement rules and insurmountable losses.
Because we found out before, with the 25%, you can still kick some serious butt.
Yes.
It's been before, like I've taken Marcus down to one plane. Technically, he's only got 25% of his force left, so he should have just scarpered, got off the edge of the table, and it would have been game over. But you've made a comeback, or vice versa, I've done the same.
Exactly. So in regards to a campaign, because if you've lost a craft, that's it. They're gone. And the whole thing about it is trying to keep them from one mission to the next, and basically building up their pilot abilities and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense to introduce the insurmountable losses, which is forced at 25%. So if you've got a wing of like 4 models, when you're down to 1, you have to go away. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then the disengagement, there's the voluntary disengagement rules. So basically, if your aircraft is untouched and you voluntarily leave the tabletop, then you basically concede no victory points. Whereas if it's damaged and it leaves the tabletop, it concedes 25%. If you accidentally leave, and I was thinking about it, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. However, there's some other rules that come into it, so it does make sense. But if you accidentally leave the tabletop, then you give away 100% victory points. And basically, the pilot is painted yellow, and therefore your opponent scores.
Yep.
So it makes perfect sense. But I'll come back to that in a minute. And then if it comes to round 12 for some weird reason, which we've once seen.
Only once, yeah.
Yeah. If it comes to that, aircraft that are undamaged on tabletop concede no victory points. Aircraft that are damaged concede 50% of their victory points. So it makes sense just like once you've taken a shot or two to bug off. The other things we're going to do is we're going to introduce the match play deployment. So instead of simply setting up 3 hexes onto the edge, we'll now randomize it, and there's 6 different maps. I don't want to show much inside the companion because I don't want GW to sort of chase us down with their black and whiters.
That's fine. I've done an unboxing video of it.
Yeah.
Technically, so if anyone's getting chased down, it's going to be me. There was one thing I was going to add about disengagement. Now, I think it's only Imperial, but Imperial can actually have Injector Seats. Now, before, Injector Seats, really for me, at least, wasn't a viable upgrade. I'd rather spend my points on something else. But with an Injector Seat, you basically, if your plane is destroyed, you can basically pull cord, get shot out of your plane, and at least save some face and some points. I think, is it a quarter of the points? You reduce down to 25%. So yeah. So
and also, if I remember rightly, it's not an automatic thing. There was a chance of the ejector seat failing, or something or other. But the fact that it cost 2 points and you potentially didn't concede so many points.
Yeah. So you could still keep firing, and if your plane does get shot, then there's a chance.
Yeah.
At least you save some points.
Exactly. So the deployment is going to be random. There's potential you can go from one corner. There's potential that you could actually be sort of like set up in 2 corners. There's just different options. Makes it sound fun. And then we get to the fun rules. So in the campaign, you build your list up and you have a squadron leader. So you get a free upgrade. You get a free expanded ace, and we're going to use the expanded aces from the companion book. So instead of 6 ace abilities, there's a total of 18.
Mm.
So we've gone and picked those for our squadron leaders.
So you'd like to pick one for free?
Yeah. And then in the campaign, when we do eventually get to it, it's when people survive, then they potentially get them, but they'll get them random.
Yeah, because you need so many kills to get them as well, don't you?
Exactly. So hence the reason they've got to be an ace to do it. You can't just simply fly and leave and go, yeah, I'm an ace. No, they've got to build up to it. So we've got that in our list today. So we're playing 150 points, but with the 3 aces in it, mine's actually 154 and yours is
153.
There you go. So then we are also using the expanded ammo rules. So it's no longer a case of keep firing the whole game. You will now run out of ammunition. As we made ourselves, this was great fun, wasn't it? Making up our roster sheets and like ammo boxes. So we got to do some pen and paper work today. As we found out, as a Tau player, I've got one that only has 4 rounds of ammunition.
Because it's got lots and lots of shots.
Yeah.
So the more shots you have, obviously, the less rounds
exactly
potentially of shooting.
So I have one of my aircraft that literally his main armament, 4 rounds, and that's it. He's done. Once he's spent it, he's spent it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
This is it. Because before, you apparently have some unlimited ammo supply.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because Orks, if they believe they have ammo, they have ammo. But these magic ammo boxes just keep delivering.
Just teleporting straight into the wings just to keep blasting away. So the maximum ammo count is 6. So no aircraft can fire all 12 rounds of the game if they survive the whole game.
This is it.
So I know I've got one with 4, and the majority of mine have got 6 ammo count. I think you've got a couple that are 5?
A couple that are 5, yeah. All my Dakar jets obviously have the upgrade. I don't really think it's an upgrade anymore. I think it should be standard for a custom big shooter.
Yeah.
So they have 10 shots, which means they only be shooting for 5 turns. Which is okay. I mean, they generally don't last that long anyway, because they only have 2 wounds.
But we'll see. Now, the other part which I'm really looking forward to is expanded damage. So when you hit an aircraft, it's no longer a case of it takes a point of damage. It's now a case of you refer to a couple tables. So you'll see a lot more dice rolls coming from us. One of the funniest ones, and this is where it comes into the accidental disengaging, is that there is a chance that when you hit the aircraft, it'll spin and turn in a random direction. So if they're hovering around on the edge of the tabletop,
they could fly
and
off.
you spin it could disappear off the table. And as you know, you can't disappear off the edge and then come back on. You're gone. That's it. So that's where that comes into it. And with the expanded damage is smoke and flames. So when you hit an aircraft, you refer to a table. On a result of a 1 is when they hit so hard they spin. So then they appear in a random direction. It's the same as when you land on a hex that's already occupied. So it's the same method as that.
Place basically, because you can't ever be on the same hex.
Yeah, and then you basically mark the hexes around it. So we typically go 1 is directly ahead and then go clockwise, marking up to 6. And that's where your aircraft ends up facing. But then the other results are either introducing smoke to the game, actual damage, or setting the aircraft on fire. And those we've got little markers. Now, for the time being, we've just got pretty little pieces of, you can't really see it in the camera, but you'll see them later on, but pretty little pieces of pipe cleaner painted red for flames and white for smoke. When we get more into this, they'll look a lot more like flame and smoke instead of just red and white.
I mean, in the book they do mention about the tokens, but these are way cooler than tokens.
Yeah.
And obviously pipe cleaners don't cost very much anyway. So
and tokens, like, follow too many things to follow around in the aircraft. I mean, it's okay with the damage counters, because you literally just have 1 damage counter, 2 damage counters tops. Whereas these, you can have potentially up to 4 or 5 smoke or flame tokens on an aircraft, because they don't automatically destroy your craft. They can suddenly go out, they can catastrophically blow your aircraft up. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But it introduces stalls, spins, and everything else like that.
Yeah, which doesn't happen that often in the game, because we generally don't use our pilot skill unless you do something really wrong. Because it does state in the main rulebook that once you've performed your manoeuvre or once you've set your dials, It's it. That's fixed. It's no take backs in this game.
Yeah.
Most games is like a bit of a friendly gentleman's kind of agreement. But with this, it does state in the book, once it's happened, it's happened.
And it makes the game more playable. It makes it funner.
I think that's the only times we've actually ever had to do pilot checks, you know.
So I lost my first day. Elder Aircraft, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've lost one of my Ork planes because he's gone too fast and broke the wings off, but how Orky, you know. But with this, there will be more pilot checks, more handling checks.
Yeah. So spins, dives, the lot. There will be altitude changes because we've already seen something that's going to bring that into it. Voluntary disengagements, like I said earlier. Tau have rockets, so they can actually leave by climbing to altitude 6, which obviously doesn't exist. That means they've left the tabletop. Whereas the poor Orks had to race for an edge of the tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
So still a chance to shoot them, but they are fast. So.
This is it. And Orks wouldn't want to disengage in a way. So.
Oh, yeah, you just give me those victory points.
They don't care. It's fine. It's all about the war. That is the victory for them. Also, some of the upgrades, like I was saying about the ejector seats, weren't really viable before unless you're playing in campaign, things like that, or you got the 25% rule for bugging out. Belching Smoke. So Belching Smoke is a 1-point upgrade. Normally, it's okay. Basically, if you're firing at someone with an ammo characteristic, so missiles, things like that, on a 6-up, it's ignored. So it doesn't happen very often. But if you've got 1 point left over, you might as well spend it. It's an easy 1-point thing, and Orks don't have many 1-point things. But now, because everything has an ammo characteristic, still only once per game, once per turn, so that hasn't changed. But because everything has an ammo characteristic, you don't even have to be shot by missiles. Now it's anything. So in a round of shooting, if you think you're going to blow up, you might as well chance it and roll those 6s and see if you dodge those shots. So.
I mean, I bought an upgrade on mine that's like new. I've not used it before, but it does sound. Yeah, you'll see it later. It does sound fun, but I think you're going to see more of it. I'm still not going to use missiles.
No, I still wouldn't use missiles.
Still wouldn't use missiles, but the other things I think they'll start showing a bit more often, especially in the campaign. So like infrared targeting, building smoke, like you said, certain other ones. We might start seeing those more often. Because you never know until you get to the game.
This is it. So, smoke, fire, ammo, different deployment type, and we have expanded ace abilities as well. So, this is the trial run for the campaign.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Okay, let's get to the list, shall we?
There we go. Okay, so with my list, I've got the 5 ships. I have 2 Barracuda AX-53s, which means that they have the burst cannons on them. They both also have an underslung burst drone, and they also both have... no, they don't. I didn't put that on them. So yeah, it's just the burst cannons on the nose and burst cannon drones underneath. Then I have a single Barracuda AX-54, which means that he's got an ion cannon. He doesn't have any drones underneath his wing, but he has ionic afterburners. So he's now speed 7 and with a throttle of 3.
Ooh.
Then I have the 2 Tiger Sharks. The first one is an AX-103. Sounds really cool, all these names, doesn't it? That means that he has the big... am I looking at the wrong one? Oh, I'm sorry, come back to that. No, it's the right one. Sorry about this. Right, so yeah, then I have an AX-103, which is this one here. Means he's got the burst cannon, but he also has underslung ion drones. And then I have my squadron leader, who is in a Tiger Shark AX-104, which is the ion cannons, again with underslung ion drones. But he also has the veteran ability, or the ace ability. He's an aerial predator, which means that I add 1 to hit rolls made when targeting enemy aircraft below his altitude.
And considering Orks definitely can't get to altitude 5, I wonder where he's going to go. Sneaky git.
So there we go. The other thing I also have with him is he has an armoured cockpit, which means that every time he's shot at, I roll a d6 to try to block the damage rolls, and it doesn't slow my aircraft down.
Damn. Because the Orks have that, but they do get slowed down, because basically they're riveting big thick plates to their ships.
That's right.
Okay. That's not bad, 150 points.
And 150 points.
On the nose, right?
Including the veteran ability, it would be 154.
But you get it for free.
But we get that for free, so.
Yay! Okay, let's get to the Ork Aerois. Okay, so I've gone nice and symmetrical because it's good old-fashioned me. All the Dakka jets have the custom nose turret now because they have the custom big shooter, giving them 2 extra shots. So it would be, not OCD much at all. So it would be 10 shots at short range now rather than 8, which is really nice. And I've also, like I said, equipped Belching Smoke for 1 point each. So 1 turn in the game, they can roll and see if they can dodge some incoming fire, because everything in this game has an ammo type. Next we have a Grot Bomber. So my Grot Bomber did buy the upgrade for 2 additional Grot Bombs rather than just 2. It has 4 now, and obviously custom big shooter. This is going to be the same in every game I play with Orks. Never leave home without it. So it can only go on the forward facing gun, not port or starboard or anything like that. So it's got slightly more shots on the front, so 2 more shots. This guy is actually my Ork squadron leader, if you can call an Ork a squadron leader. It's a heavy bomber, and it has a defense maneuver, which means once per turn I can discard one of my opponent's hit dice going against me, which I thought was pretty nice. He also, guess what, has a custom big shooter, and that's it. So he's got the old classic, more shots on the side than the other variant, more shots on the front than the other variant anyway.
So he's a proper gunship.
So he's a proper gunship, so he has shots all round, whereas that one, it's got 2 shots on each side, which isn't great. I think he's got like 6 shots on each side. So he's all about the Dakka, all the way around, and they've only got forward firing.
You were saying about your Grot Bomber and about you never leave home without it. You were trying to talk yourself out of it earlier, and you could see you're like totally out of your comfort zone, and he appeared in your list.
So I could have had 7 Dakka jets and lots and lots and lots of shots, but would have been 5 points down. Or I could have gone 7 Dakka jets and having the Grot Bomb. But he doesn't have lots of shots. It's all about the Grot Bombs, basically, with this guy. So I decided to go with 6 planes instead. Best of both worlds, I think. But we'll see. We will see.
There you go.
So today's mission is Dueling Aces. Marcus won the roll-off to see which map we're playing. And we got number 4. So these are the new deployment maps. It's a bit more interesting, isn't it? Which means we can go pretty much anywhere in that shape. So I'm deployed there. Marcus had to deploy everything though in one hit, because normally you take it in turns, so that makes a big difference. So I know what altitude he was on, so I counted deployed by going altitude 2. So he's got a lot of altitude 4 stuff, and I'm not expecting to shoot in first turn. Okay, so tokens are down, and this particular mission means the person who won the roll-off for deployment does have the priority, which means...
you can go first.
Yeah, so Marcus picked me. This kind of game is great when you you basically win the dice roll and then make your opponent go. It's great. Because the person who moves first will shoot first, but then at least Marcus will know where I'm going. So my maneuver for this big guy, this is the Grot Bomber, is maneuver 1. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn. Like so. Nothing too exciting. Staying at speed 4, altitude 2. So I won't go over all the maneuvers in the whole game. I'll just put this up right now. So if you ever want to pause it and see maneuvers, that's it. But we won't probably discuss it much more than that. Okay. Marcus, do you know what you want to do?
Alright, I will begin with my big bomber here.
Okay.
So he's going a 2, which is a swoop. He's currently speed 1, altitude 4. And what I am going to do is I am going to keep him at speed 1 and I'm going to drop to altitude 3. So he will go forward 1, he will then turn that way. His speed now increases to 2.
Because he's going downhill, basically.
Yeah. And his altitude goes down to 3 as well.
Okay.
And that's him to there.
Speed 1 is quite crafty.
It is, isn't it?
It is quite crafty.
So,
Okay, so Orc number 2. Speed 4, altitude 2. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to sneak underneath there as well, just like so. Operation Orc Shield. Okay.
right, so with the ion engines, he's got a throttle now of 3. So I'm going to increase my speed to 5, and I'm going to climb down altitude. I'm going to drop down by 2 levels. So he's going to drop down to level 2 because of his speed. 1.
Coming
2.
down to my level.
There you go. But
His
speed
no
goes
one
to
can ever
5.
go down to my level.
there you go. But his speed 5, it does actually climb him to speed 6 because of the altitude drop.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a maneuver 7.
Oh wow, those classic 7s.
Beautiful little favourite. So he turns 3 times in this basically. So he turns once to start.
Mm-hmm.
He then has a move of 1, 2, 3. Changes again. 4, 5. And then he changes to there. And the base stayed and the model didn't move. And there we go. And that is him in position.
So you're on altitude 2 now.
I'm on altitude 2.
Crafty,
speed 6.
crafty, crafty. Okay, so this guy, it's going to do a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's also going to turn. He's going to try to sneak underneath the wing. Good old pivoty bases, look at that. Staying at speed 4, altitude 2, cunning but brutal.
Alright, we're going to go with my squadron leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a maneuver of 1. And with him, he's currently speed 2, altitude 5. We've got a throttle of 2, so I can take him to speed 4. And I will drop in altitude 1, which will then increase his speed to 5. But he only moves 4 as I move along. But it's easier just to change this now as we're...
So we'll leave him on altitude what?
It'll leave him on altitude 4. And it will leave him at speed of 5, but I am only moving 4. So with a maneuver of 1, level flight, I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will finish there. And that is my squadron leader.
Okay, so this big bunny, so this is the gun platform. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, turn, and then go 4. Yeah, he's slightly different. Woo, woo indeed.
But still at altitude 2.
Still at altitude 2. Okay.
Okay, so we have our 2 fighters over here. Just his speed is 4, and he's going to end up on 5 and 3. Right, he is doing a maneuver 6, which is a stoop. So he has to turn, move, and then finish with a turn. Well, he's got one more turn in it, I should say, sorry. So he is going to turn this way. He will then go 1, turn again, 2, 3, 4, and then he does a final turn, parking himself there.
Cool. So this guy over here, Dagger Jet, also stay at speed 4. Go 1, 2, 3, turn, 4. Getting underneath the tail of that guy. Okie dokie.
And my final craft is going to do the exact same as his wingmate. So again, dropping down the altitude, and then it will. He's already at speed 4, but because he drops in altitude, he's going to increase to speed 5. But that comes into play later. So it's 1 turns, moves 1, 2, 3, 4, and turns again.
Very good.
Finishing on altitude 3, speed 5.
Okie dokie. So this guy, you probably guessed it. A 1. 1, 2, 3, turn, and go. 4. Just like that. All keeping the same speed, all keeping the same altitude. Synchronized Orks.
Okay.
Okay, so in the firing phase, nothing of mine is either in range, or if they are in range, I have no range 10 shots. But Marcus has worked out here, he's got 2 planes, one there, and one there, that is within range. So that one there has only 1 target, and it is the same altitude.
Yeah.
Whereas that one there is a different altitude, but could pick
So this one here would be 5s and 6s to hit, and it would be 1 shot from the missile and 1 shot from the ion cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And then it expends my ammo, which would leave, that would be leaving 6 shots left on each weapon. Whereas the one over here, so this is where the fun and games is all kicking into it, because with the range, this one now, he would be 3 shots from his burst cannon.
But only on 6s.
On 6s, 1 from his missile launcher, and another 2 from his burst cannon under the drones, under the wing. I need 6s to hit with them.
That's a lot of shots.
It is a lot of shots.
That is probably worth an ammo count.
That one's probably worth it. So these are like
Is
2
that?
shots needing 5s,
Is
and these shots all needing 6s.
That's it. You work out the math. What do you want to do?
Yeah, well,
Could do both if you want to.
yeah. This one's going. 'Cause
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
So
So we're
it's-
going to start over here. So the orange is the missile pod.
So you're all going into
And they're going
the
into-
gun platform.
Yeah, into the gun.
Okay.
So
needing 6.
Orange dice is missiles, and the white dice are the burst weapons.
Okay.
And we have a hit.
No way. So straight away, what I'll do is that hit doesn't count
Oh.
because it's once per turn.
Once per turn, is it? Oh, bugger. So,
Defensive maneuvers.
there you go.
Defensive maneuvers.
Sweet. That was well played. Now I have to mark the sheet. So off of that aircraft there, that was him. So I get rid of 1 shot from each of those. So that one.
So we're doing a little tally on some bits of paper because it's always nice to know.
And then over here.
Are you going to take the chance?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can target the same guy.
He can.
And I would need 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
He's already done his once
He
per turn.
has.
So we're going to do it.
Okay.
So
Okay. 5s and
the orange
6s.
dice is the missile pod.
Okay.
And the white dice is the ion.
Marcus is pretty lucky guy.
Hey,
Oh,
there we go.
I said pretty lucky guy. What the?
There we go. Now, the ion cannon is a explosive weapon. So, these are hits. Don't forget, I haven't damaged yet.
No.
Both of them need 4s to hit. The ion cannon is extra damage on a 6.
Wow.
So-
Which is possibly going to happen. I mean,
Possible.
Marcus,
So-
like I said, is a pretty lucky guy.
So,
He's a
I've
pretty
got
lucky
4s with
guy.
them. I need 4s with both dice. And the ion doesn't, but the missile pod does. So, I'll mark my ammo count off first.
Okay, then we roll on the table for
And then we roll
what
on the
happened.
damage table.
Because normally I would just straight up suffer a wound, which is
Yes.
bad. But
Now, so the damage table. So I roll a d6, and we have a 4, and the 4 is the aircraft loses a single structure point and immediately falls into a spin.
oh great! So orcs aren't really well known for trying to pull out of a spin. Okay, so basically my handling is a 5 or a 6, and I'm not as lucky as Marcus. You'll soon find that out.
No.
Nope. So I drop an altitude, which means next turn I cannot shoot.
No.
So if that wasn't bad enough, I can't shoot next turn. It's pretty bad, right? I also now go into an actual spin. So we randomise 1, 2, 3 clockwise on a d6. Which direction is he now facing in? 2. It's not as bad,
No.
but you know, it's still pretty bad. I'm still not shooting next turn. So I will swivel that around like so. It's pretty bad, right? It's pretty bad. Okay, so it's turn 2, we're rolling for initiative. Oh, you are kidding me.
You're going first.
Shocker! Okay, so Marcus is picking me to go first. Lucky duck. Picked a 2, a whole 2. So this guy can throttle 2. So he's going to go up to speed 6. Yeah, that's right, hold speed 6. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Turns 1, 2. And he will climb an altitude, dropping the speed back down to 5. Okay, so he's going next.
So squadron leader, who's currently at speed 5, altitude 4. He is going to stay at altitude 4, and I'm going to throttle him back to speed 3. And he is doing a maneuver 3, which is a turn. So he turns once, he moves, and he does one more turn. So he is going to go, like I said, he changes down to speed 3. He will do his turn, 1, 2, 3, and then he turns the once, which is that way. So that's his facing currently there.
Okay, so with these new rules, the fact that that plane is basically only 5 or 6, or he's splat like street pizza, it's really no need to shoot that guy. So it's interesting because, like I said, we don't normally use the handling unless you do something really, really wrong. So good times. I'm just going to go next. I'm going to accelerate to 6. So I'm going to go and do a 2 maneuver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to climb altitude by 2. So that would take me back down to 4. And 4.
And 4. Ooh.
Right in your face.
There you go.
This one here.
Right, so we have a maneuver 3. Currently at speed 2, altitude 3. You've climbed to altitude 3 as well there.
With that guy, yeah.
And what I'm going to do is, he's got a throttle of 2, so I'm going to increase my speed to 4. I'm going to stay at the same altitude. And so stay at 3. So maneuver 3, which is a turn, means he turns once and then he turns once more throughout it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's a double turn.
Okay.
Which parks him there.
Ooh.
And that is my tiger shark.
Expect that. This guy, very similar maneuver. It's a 2. He's going to increase to 6. So he's going to turn and go 1, 2. And land on the other token. And also will be a 4 and a 4 because he would also like to climb altitude. So yeah, when you climb altitude 2, you don't decrease speed by 2, it's just the 1. So they're actually 5 and 4s. But that's the final place for those two before they get gunned down.
Okay, I am going with
Here.
the lead Barracuda.
Okay.
Well, actually, he's the leader, but the lead Barracuda here, currently at speed 5, altitude 3. He is going to climb to match altitude with yourself. He's currently at his max speed, so he's going to stay there. And, ooh, do I want to? I forgot what maneuver I got. I got maneuver 7. Yay,
7!
Frank! So, yeah, he's going to keep his speed as he is, so speed 5. He's increased into altitude 4, so he'll drop back down to 4 at the end of it, doing the maneuver 7, which means that he turns left or right 1, maneuvers, and then ends up with 2 more turns throughout. So he will go turn, 1, 2, and then it's turn again, 3, 4, 5, and then a double turn, which I should have slowed down.
So you drop 1 speed anyway because you're going up in altitude, did you say?
Yeah. So altitude 4.
Yep.
And that's leaving him there. I should have actually throttled back one.
But your sweet spot's medium anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
so medium is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you are in fire arc.
I'm definitely in the fire
Yes.
arc. And in your sweet spot, so that's not so bad.
Exactly.
It's not so bad.
There we go.
Already a big mistake. So this guy here is going to flip his token. My maximum speed is 4. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, turn, and go 1. I'm going to increase my altitude by 1, and that means my speed will drop down to 3. So Marcus is going with this guy.
Right, so he's currently at speed 5, altitude 3. He is going to decrease his speed to 4 and increase his altitude to 4 as well. And he is, again, following in his wingmate. I'll drop his speed down 1 extra because at the end of it he's got to decrease by 1. So, speed 4, climb to altitude 4, decrease to altitude to speed 3 at the end of that. Turns 1, 2, turns 3, 4, and then a double turn.
What the? Miles away, son. Miles
Turn
away.
that right at the end. Yes, I can do 1 or 2 turns, and that's the one.
This one is going to accelerate to 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5, 6, and he will climb altitude by 2, so he'll be on 5 and 4 as well.
So we have here, I wish I had a different maneuver. So he's currently speed 6, altitude 2, your altitude 3 there. He's got a maneuver 7. He will be climbing to altitude 3. And I'm going to decrease his speed to 5, but I will mark it down to 4 because at the end he will be at speed 4. And his altitude goes up to 3. So, maneuver 7, he turns that way, and then he will go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he turns 5, and then he
Turns twice.
turns twice. He finishes either facing that way or this way, and I'm thinking I made a big mistake. I should have gone one more.
Well, at least you can't get shot.
No. He's going to turn and face that way.
Okay. Because Marcus made me move first, I'm going to shoot with this guy first. So he is in range of these two guys, and I think he's going to get wailed upon. So it's 10 dice, shooting the big bluebell. So Marcus got 2 5s and 6s on 2 dice. Can I get it on 10 dice at all? Whoa!
There's 5 hits.
Ah, that is incredible. That's incredible. But remember, orcs only wound on 5s. Can I turn any of those into hits? I think my luck peaked too soon. Yep,
Oh,
peaked definitely too soon. Okay, so that is him done.
Okay. So I am going to start with this Barracuda. So that actually, yeah, with this Barracuda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll be picking on this one back here.
So long range.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's going to be long range with either one of them.
Okay.
So we're going to start with this one here. So this is number 3. Did you mark your ammo down, by the way?
Oh, I'm about to mark my ammo.
Firing with him, he is at long range is 3 dice with the burst cannon, plus another 2 for the drone burst cannon, and a single missile.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not bad for long range.
There you go. And then mark off.
So all those goldy looking dice are the same damage type, aren't they?
Yes, so the burst cannons are the same type. So they're 5 damage, don't explode. The missiles are 4 and they don't explode either.
Okay.
Okay, so still either or it's 5s and 6s to hit.
Yeah, because I'm altitude 4. You are also altitude 4.
And there we are. Ooh.
3. You got good odds, sir. Good odds.
3 bursts. They damage on a
5, you said?
5.
Yeah, so welcome to the Orc Empire.
And of that, none of them strike.
Okay, that's another ammo gone.
It is.
Okay, so while he's still just about alive, he's also going to fire 10 shots into that guy. Okay, here it comes. Come on, Whitetail, you got this.
Ooh.
That's some 6s, boy.
Was
Yeah,
that
but
6 of them?
I think I'm going to peak too soon once again. You know me. 6 6s.
Right.
6 6s. Can any of these land a mark? And remember, Marcus also has iron cockpit. That's right. I said
armored cockpit.
armored. What did I say? Armored cockpit. I said pit. One
So,
single. Can you
armored
stop
cockpit
this?
on a 6, it stops the hit. No, so I take a damage. So you roll on the damage table.
Ooh, here it comes. Here it comes. So I'm going to roll. And I got a 3, a big old 3.
Okay, well, it was the 4 that put him into the spin. A 3 is a serious hit has caused fuel lines to rupture, and the aircraft has begun billowing flames. Place a flame token beside the model, or on table, and then this gets adjusted in the end phase.
Nice.
So it's no damage structure, but
Hold him if you want to put a flame on. So Marcus,
Our first little candy cane.
let's just bent some candy canes of pipe cleaners.
That'd be good for a Christmas edition, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Eat it when you clear it.
There we go. So, has used some ammo.
There.
That guy.
So the big tiger shark.
Mm-hmm.
So he is within range. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Long range of big guy there. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Medium range, the sweet spot
Uh-oh.
for the little guy. And with that, I have a stupid amount of shots.
Great. This is a crazy amount of shots.
Yes, nothing says hate you orc like a tiger shark with a burst cannon mid-range. Main armament is 9 shots. 3 from the underslung drone. And 3 missiles.
Okay.
We are at the same altitudes. How come yours says 3? Oh yeah, 'cause so does mine. Duh, I'm not used to flying so low. So these are all needing 5s to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So this time the white dice are the missiles, because GW packs them in boxes of 8, not 10.
Well, you shouldn't shoot so much.
Right, 5s and 6s. Ouch. Well, none of the missiles hit.
Which is the good news?
Yeah, but the burst cannons, I've got a total of 5 hits.
Okay.
Burst cannons damage
5s?
on a 5 up.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't explode. So, damaging hits, we have a single hit.
Ooh. Now, I do have Belching Smoke, which is a once per game rule.
Ooh.
And that is a 6 up. Now, do I choose to do it now or later on? Single shots or potentially multiple later on? I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
Purely because if it wasn't for the fire rules and all that stuff, so on a 6 or a 6 only,
No.
it's the opposite. The flames do happen. So Marcus will damage me, and it does.
And on the table we have a 3,
So
so
I'm
he's
also on fire.
on fire.
Okay, so red leader, he's going to open fire and see if he can do anything else on there. So he is not in the sweet spot, unlike Marcus. My sweet spot is close. So I'm still rolling 6 dice. Come on, red. You got this.
Same altitude, so you have 2.
So can you always use your armoured cockpit, or is it only once per turn?
No, it's every time you hit.
So that's even better than the orc one. Snake eyes.
Yeah. That's the reason why it's also better than the other character, which
he
was
used ammo.
once per turn.
Wow. Yes, this is true, but that was on a 5-up though,
It was
wasn't
on 5-up, but it only blocked 1 damage, whereas this blocks all the damage.
So red has used 1 lot of ammo. Okay, mark that down.
We will then be going with the other Barracuda, and he's going to be shooting at this one, so it is... Oh no, he's got to shoot him because he's out of range, so it has to be him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So again, long range.
Okay.
So take that away.
So it's a very different game, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Isn't it?
When that's my squad leader, that's my big pointed model. It takes 1 lucky shot. Because I was so close to the ground and I've got a terrible pilot skill, not so good.
I will chuck the missile. The missile will be a single shot.
Do like
So, burst cannon.
Okay.
Missile. We're same altitude, altitude 4s.
Yes.
So 5s and 6s to hit. And so this is the back one
White
here.
tail.
And we have,
there it is.
Ooh, 4 hits.
There it is.
So the missile hits on a 4-up, and the burst cannons hit on 5s up. Damage on 5s up.
Okay. So 4s and 5s.
And
ooh, that's big. Now he's definitely going to use his smoke.
right.
Now I'm going to do 1 for the missile first. This is a 6. No. What the hell was wrong with my dice? All these ones.
Oh,
I stopped
one of
one.
these. So it's only 2 damage rolls.
Only 2, which 2 damage rolls could wipe him out because he's only got 2 whole.
So let's see what results we have. So we have a 2 and a 3.
So he's on fire, so he's not instantly destroyed from that.
On fire, and then the result 2 is the engine is hit and begins belching smoke. Place a smoke.
So I'm smoking and on fire.
Yes.
So there's Whitetail. He literally has a whitetail now. Okay, so who is next?
You've only got your...
I've got that guy,
big
or that guy. Now that guy
Oh yeah,
doesn't really need to shoot over there just for a second.
No.
So I'm going to go with him. So I've spawned 2 little Grot Bombs, which we'll deal with in a second, because they will move in a minute. But first, I'm going to shoot that guy. 6 shots, medium range, 5s and 6s. There's 2 of. There's 2 of. Just clear the board. And once again, Orks. Orks are pretty simple. It's 5s followed by 5s. That's 2 5s.
So armor cockpit over 6. No, both through. So 2 table.
Okay, 2 on the table. It's exciting. Both 3. So
Both
fire
threes.
and fire.
So 2 more fires.
Sadly, no damage on that thing so far.
But at the end phase, those could turn into damage.
They could turn into damage. There's 3 lots of potentials. Right, so I will roll for SR1, the Normandy, Grot Bomb. So it has to move in that direction. D3 plus 3. 6. Okay, so he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's right next to there, which explodes at the end of the shooting phase, so it doesn't go off yet. Snoopy, who's lucky. I'm hoping he's going to roll a 1 or a 2, because then he'll go there. Deviate, hopefully bounces. Deviate, hopefully bounces. I'm trying to be lucky, because that spot and that spot would be pretty sweet right now. So
if he bounces, what happens? He goes to that hex there, and then he randomizes the facing. He doesn't randomize on top. He moves to the next hex and then randomizes facing.
Right. So I thought he randomizes, then moves, then randomizes. No, so he's never going to get to where I want.
Yeah, he's not going to land on the plane.
Well, I get the 1.
Well, you get the 1. So he goes to the next hex along.
So I thought he bounces and changes direction first.
You go to the next clear space, and it's so then now. You roll the direction for where he goes, but he won't suffer the damage because he's not got structure points.
He's autonomous, yeah.
But you randomise which direction he's facing. Which, if you roll a 5 or a 6, you're laughing. 4, 5, or 6, you're laughing because that's the way you really want to go in it.
Pretty much. It's not.
No.
So it's going that direction. So he's facing that way. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. So it makes it harder for him next turn. At least after the first effective turn for them, their deployment, they do get 1 bend in their movement.
Right.
Okay, so the good news about being on fire, for me personally, is Marcus cannot shoot. But it also means I cannot shoot over here.
So the 2 aircraft on fire, neither one can shoot.
Whoopsie doodle.
Yeah.
That one's already
So
shot.
there's no tailing fire, and there's...
So the only plane left to shoot is the one over here, which Marcus does have a firing solution if he wants to take it. So the only thing in his forward arc is that guy who's in a spin. Does he want to waste ammo?
6, 7, 8. And no, I'm not going to waste ammo.
Okay.
So that's
Because
him.
Marcus knows I need a 5 or 6 or he's toast.
Yeah. So
What's just going to happen?
That's everybody shot. So now we go to the cleanup phase. So
Now we go to the bomb phase. Oh, Marcus choked.
Excuse me. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So on a 1, nothing happens. It's a 6.
So now it's a 2 plus.
It is. So he's actually blown up. A 1 does 0 damage. 2 to 4 does 1 damage. 4 or more, 2 damage. Shocker!
No.
Oh, cleanup phase. Let's see if this guy gets destroyed. So a 5 or 6, he's fine. No pressure. This is my squadron leader. He's the most expensive. He's gone! Marcus one-shotted that guy. He is gone. Goodbye.
And in a campaign, your squadron leaders, yeah. And we'll have to come back to your flames and smokes.
Okay, so this guy, it's got 3 lots.
Yeah, so we got 3 lots of flame, and in the end phase, you roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, the aircraft continues to build flames. On a 3 plus, the flames are extinguished, and they continue to... so you replace them with smoke markers. 3 flames. So we've got 1 goes down. 2 go down and 1 remains as flames. Reduce its structure point by 1.
Okay. So after
cannot
all
shoot.
that, you lost 1
So
damage.
1 damage, but 2 lots of smoke.
Right, so I will roll the fire.
Right, bear me a sec.
On that
Because
guy.
smoke
So the fire
6
is now a smoke,
It is a smoke. It means that you'll be allowed to shoot,
but at penalty, I believe.
but at penalty. So it's at -1 to hit.
Okay, so I'm going to try the smoke first. I suppose I'll go with the fire first. On that guy, it's a 5.
So a 5 is it goes to a smoke.
And I will try to remove the previous smoke, which is a 6.
And that is...
It goes out.
this. So I got 2 6s and a 1, so it's compared to my characteristic, my flight characteristic, which is a handling, which is a 4. So 2 of the flames
Go out.
and go out.
Nice.
The other one I roll below it, so I now roll another d6. On a 1 or 2, it turns into...
Smoke.
I lose a structure point.
Okay, so we worded it slightly wrong, but basically it's your flight characteristic, basically your handling. So I managed to put both effects out because they were looking for 4s or more. And same over here, I rolled a 6, so that's out. It's only when you don't succeed, so we played it right the first time. Marcus rolled a 1, 2 6s, those 2 flames are gone. Then he rolled again and did get a structure point. So there we go. So handling is a big deal. So
Yes.
as soon as you get hit, you do worry that you're going to go into a spin, especially if you're orcs with bad handling. And then if you do take any other effects, somehow handling makes you put the fire out as well. God knows how. So that guy still cannot shoot this turn, and thankfully I haven't been reduced in my accuracy. I'm still hitting my normal profiles for there and there so far. Okay, roll off for turn 3. He's got 1. I can beat 1 this time. Yes, I can beat 1.
You go first?
Marcus, could you move first, please? It does mean you can shoot first, though. It does mean you can shoot
I'm going to
first.
start with the obvious. He is going straight forward. He is going to increase his speed to 5, which is his maximum speed, and increase his altitude to 5. and then I'll drop his speed back down to 4. So he will go up to 5, and
what's he going to do? What's he going to do? I wasn't expecting a 1, to be fair.
right. So 1, and turn 2, 3, 4, 5.
Really wasn't expecting.
And there we go. And up at altitude 5.
I suppose the safest place is closest.
I'm going to take this away because he can't shoot in the shooting phase because of the flames.
Very true. Right, so Marcus very craftily is altitude 5. There's not a lot I can do about that, but I'm going to slow down by 1. So I'm now speed 4, and I'm going to go 1, 2, turn, 3, 4. So now 4 and 4 because I can't go altitude 5. Okay, so these guys.
Okay, so he's currently at speed 3, altitude 4. He's going to stay at his same altitude. He will increase his speed to 5, and he's doing the maneuver. So he turns, and then it goes 1, 2, turns 3, 4, 5.
Where's he going?
Turns.
Where's he going?
There we are.
Wow. I was going to go next. I'm well aware that I'll be hitting on 6s. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can't go a higher altitude. Funny enough. Okay.
Matey over here is doing the same. So he's going to increase his speed to 5, stay at altitude 4. So 5, and he goes turns 1, 2, turns 3, 4, 5, and then turn 2.
That's a good play. That is a good play. This guy's going to go next. It's going to throttle up 2, so he is big old speed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turning back on himself, keeping at altitude 4. Okay, so this guy.
He's a 3, which is a turn, and with that he is currently altitude 3, speed 4. We've got altitude 3. I think we will stick with that. Speed 4, I'm not so keen on speed 4, so we're going to drop down to speed 2.
Okay.
And stay at the same altitude, and so he turns 1, 2, and turns, and that is him in position. That is him.
But he's got 360 degrees firing.
I told a lie. He turns one more like that.
So he's got like 360 firing and stuff, hasn't he?
He does.
What's he like at close range?
Because he's got the ion. At close range, he is 2 and 1.
And is that 360?
Yeah, it's 360 under the aircraft, or level or under.
Okay, so I'm going to increase speed on this guy to 4 and go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to plop right there, so I'll move some tokens. And I'll also increase my altitude, so I'll go back down to speed 3, altitude 4.
He is doing a maneuver 2, which is a swoop, so I turn.
Ooh la la.
And unfortunately you moved out of the angle I wanted you in.
Well, that was the plan? No,
Yeah.
I can't lie. I have no idea what's going on.
So, how far away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm currently 10 away. I'm currently at speed 4. So, you're at altitude, Big Bomber?
Big Bomber,
Altitude
altitude 4. Everybody's
So-
4 now. That mess there. It's 4.
Right, I'm going to stay at speed 4, but I will increase my altitude to 4 as well, which will then drop me down at the end of it to 3. I'll do that now just because I'm lazy. And then he turns and goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And that leaves him there.
Very nice too. This guy is going to increase speed. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to go with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to stay at that angle. I might as well. There's no point in really turning because I can't get rear firing anyway, and stay at the same altitude. Now, the bad news is Marcus does get to shoot first. Oh, but wait, there is more. This guy can do a maneuver. So these bombs can only turn once, and they're going to turn 1 hex. So he's going to turn 1 hex that way. Hopefully roll pretty low. So D3 plus
2, so 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least he's still kind of in the game. There's a nice bit of fire there as well. It looks quite good. So at least he can try to bank that way and maybe stay in the game. So they are very, very slow. They can only turn once unless they're the character.
Was it him or was it Luke in the previous game where he literally circumvented the whole table?
I think Luke flew off the table actually.
There was one of them that stayed on. He literally was the whole way around the table, wasn't there?
So it is... Marcus is shooting first, which is not great for me, not going to lie.
Going to begin here. This one here is going to unload with everything into this fighter here.
It's not.
So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in a medium range. So with that, we have...
Right, so how many shots?
So we will begin with this one here. So it will be 6 burst cannons. 3 burst... Ooh. No, I can fire those backwards. No, I can't because you're short range. You're close range. 3 drones, burst cannons, and 3 missile pods. Now I have to pick on a single aircraft, so I am picking on Snubnose.
Should take him out.
Yeah, I can't split the fire as much as I'd love to split it between the two, but I'm going for Snubnose. So on these, I need 5s and 6s to hit. And
2.
It's 2.
1 of each.
Yeah. So, and then from there, the missiles are
5s
4,
and 4s,
and the and the drone. Sorry, missile and the drone. So 5s, 4s, and we have 1 of each.
Of course.
So
I'm going to use my Belching Smoke because Whitetail hasn't used it yet. I stopped neither one, which I should have done one at a time to be fair, but that was my own fault.
No worries. And then in regards to the damage, it's a 3 and a 4, so that's a spin and
wound
damage, and this one was
fire, I believe.
Fire, I think.
So that's how it's done, people. Out of 2 dice, he's got 100% success rate. So I don't know what's the best course of action. I think I'm going to go with the big guy to fire the grots and all the shots into him. So Marcus picked definitely the right guy to shoot first because I could possibly take him out. Now I know he's got a guy here, so he can wail on him or him. And the guy over there can wail on him or him. So either way, they're not in a very good place. So I'm going to use the big Grot Bomber, and he's going to fire all his shots into there with the forward firing gun, and he must have put the 2 port guns or starboard. Can't remember. I think it's port, isn't it? Into that guy. So
port is left. 4 letters.
So there.
Ooh, are you going to shoot into the big guy, or are you going to shoot into this one?
Well, it's 2 shots there hitting on 6s, or 1 shot over there hitting on a 5.
Ooh.
Oh, don't do that. I'll do the 1 shot hitting 5s, because Marcus is trying to twist my mind. Well, there's a surprise. There's a surprise. And then the 6 shots shooting at the guy in front of me.
The reason I said that is because that stopped him. It potentially...
Yeah. I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I just always think weight of dice is better in this game.
Yeah. Ooh.
There is 3 there. And 5s and 6s. There's 2 of...
So,
I'm going to roll...
I can't do anything about it.
On the damage table. So hopefully...
1 and a 2, so...
Wow.
Where did I bury it? There it is. The one is struck with such force you spin me around, basically.
Nice.
Right, so deter. So, spin him around. It is a direction one in front of us.
Okay.
Faces to this direction here.
Okay, slightly. No, actually, you can still shoot.
Makes him
Because you're in
more
a
of
spin,
target.
though, can you still shoot?
Because it's hit with such force that it momentarily loses control. The aircraft turns to face a random direction determined randomly. The aircraft is then turned until its front arc is facing. No, that's all that happens.
Okay, and the
And
other
then
one
the
is.
other one are two. The engine is hit and begins belching smoke. Place a smoke token on it.
So you're minus the hit at least.
Yes.
Okay, I will take that. I will take that. Okay, and I've pooped out 2 grot bombs as well. So, the X-wing here, Luke. How far do you move, buddy? So, Marcus did say anything but a 1. 1, 2, 3.
No, with the him and you won.
1. Oh, okay. So it was the other guys.
It was anything but 1. You can get both of them.
Ah, but still do that. So this guy, anything but a 1, I guess.
And that parks in the next
1, 2, 3, and 1.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
But
because
that
it's
keeps
D3.
him. That keeps him in the game this turn, doesn't it?
Well, it could have been better. Anything but a 1 or a 2, it would have been over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. So that guy has shot his load. He is done.
Right. So we are going to come down here. The only shooting I can do here is the ion drone underneath. So that at short range is 2 dice. And he's going to be shooting at the little guy behind him. So where do we go? That is...
Mark off some ammo myself
Yep.
with the old Grot Bomber. So Grot Bomber's used all his payload. So this is what we're doing off camera. Excuse my terrible writing. So he's fired all his Grot Bombs, and then he's just fired his custom big shooter, and he's just fired his port. So that's how many shots I've got left with him for the rest of this game. Okay, so that guy is going to shoot.
So 2 into there, so it's 5s to hit. We have 1.
Shocker.
And because it's an ion, it's a 4 to damage.
Brilliant.
Which is there.
Great. I've already used my Belching Smoke with the guy there.
Okay, and result is a 5.
A smoke, I believe, and takes a wound, is that right?
I believe so.
So at least it reduces my ballistics.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good for you.
It is, definitely. So it's, it begins to belch smoke and it suffers a point of damage.
The guy in the middle here, he's going to unleash hell into him. Not in the sweet spot, so just in the medium range. So firing 6 shots, thanks to the custom big shooter. 5s and 6s. Well, there's a surprise. So Marcus can do it with 2 dice. I can't do it with 6. That he's done. He can do nothing else this turn. And I'll write down on his sheet that he's spent some ammo.
We will then go with... It's not going to stop anybody over that way. So we're going to go with this guy here. He is going to shoot at the big bomber.
Okay.
It's scarier, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Scary,
so
I
it's in medium range.
Lie to me.
It's in medium range. So we have an ion cannon and a cyclic ion drone. So with that... Oh, and sorry, no, he doesn't have an ion drone. Sorry, it's just the ion cannon and missile pod. So he's going to fire with both. The missile pod is 3 shots, and the ion cannon is 3 shots. White dice for the ion cannon.
Okay.
So
5s and 6s, baby.
these are 5s and 6s. We have 2 from the missiles, and the missiles explode on 4s. The ion would have been extra damage, but they both miss, so it doesn't matter. So 4s damage with the missiles, and neither one hits.
That was lucky.
There we go.
So I might as well go with this guy before he gets fully nailed in the back. So I'm going to have 10 dice, but only hitting on 6s with that guy. Thanks to me having a load of smoke. So that's 6, 8, 10 dice, fishing for those 6s. Not a single one. Oh. Look at those 5s though. Yay, yeah. Boy. So nothing.
Smoke saves the day. So we're going to do the same over here.
So
he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So medium range here. He is firing his 6 shots from his burst cannon, 3 shots from the burst drone, and 3 shots from the missile launcher.
All hitting on 6s.
All hitting on 6s, but it's
only got 1 wound left.
Yeah.
Something's bound to get through with that number of dice.
There we go. So
I'll just roll 10 dice myself and then get single 6. Can Marcus do the same?
1.
It's a 6.
A single
That's
1
those extra
with a burst.
dice there. There we go.
This is on a 5.
Damage result.
A 4.
He's in a spin.
So he is. He takes a structure point.
Which he's destroyed. He's gone. He's only got 2 holes, so that's another plane out of here. So far, 2 planes down for my team and only 1 wound on Marcus's team. So in total, that's 8 wounds to 1. Okay, so the only shooty I got left is 10 shots in the back of that guy.
Yes.
So full payload and no minuses.
No.
So 5s and 6s in the back of him. Will Luke get a target?
Ooh.
There's a few.
5? Yep, 5.
Okay. But then I need 5s and 6s. This is where they suffer. Not a single one again. So, yeah, I did a round of shooting earlier on with 10 dice and didn't get any wounds. Did the same thing again. So that is the twin tail. He spent all of his ammo yet again. So at the end of the shooting phase,
Snoopy,
we have Luke.
Luke, sorry.
Right there. On a 2-up, does he do anything?
Yes.
He does something. Can he actually do any damage, unlike his predecessor? Yes. A single damage, and then he is destroyed himself.
So, roll the damage table.
So on the whole damage table...
Spins.
Ooh la la.
So it goes into a spin.
Oh, whoop-dee-doo bass.
Your pilot maneuver.
So pilot maneuver. Can I shake off on a 4-up? No, of course I can't. It's a 1.
So the flame
turns into damage, which then takes me out because I've only got 1 hole on me. Okay, so on a 1, I actually turned into smoke, not flame, but now I need to resolve my spin. So can I pull up with a 4-up again? I can.
Ooh, so he's
I'm
no
not in a
spin.
spinning. Okay, at least that's something.
Okay.
Marcus has fire.
Right, I have fire, so we'll start off with this one.
Okay.
So he has a handling characteristic of 4. So his goes out.
Not a problem.
Sorry, I succeeded, so it does go out. So that's him back to the fray. That one's yours. And then we have this one over here who's smoking. So his handling characteristic, theirs is a lot better. So his goes out as well.
Wonderful. Amazing.
And that's the end of the cleanup phase.
Okay, so turn 4. Roll for initiative. Marcus gets a 1. I also get a 1, but it goes to... Oh no, it's a roll off. Is it? I thought it went to the person.
No.
Okay. Still Marcus, I rolled another 1.
And
guess what? I get to move first. Or does he want me to move first? Not like my shots are going to do anything.
No, I want to shoot first, so I'm actually...
Going to move first.
I'm going to move first.
Okay. Okay, the beginning of turn 4, before anything happens, we have tailing fire. So that little red dude's going to shoot the big guy in the back. But he's looking for 6s because it's a different altitude, so... Well, there's a few there. There's 2. And 5s. Oh, there is 1. There is 1. You possibly can shrug it off, though.
Possibly. No.
Okay, so it is... It's a 3.
Which is flames.
Woo! Do you know what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one here is going first.
Okay.
So he is speed 5, altitude 4. He's going to stay as that. And what he is going to do is he's going to do a turn. So he would turn a direction, and then he will move. And I think I chose the wrong one. Right, he's going to turn. So he's going to slow down to speed 3. Stay at the same altitude. So he turns 1, 2, 3, and then he turns twice. So 1, 2, and that's him there.
Most excellent. Okay, so this guy is going to accelerate to 7. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy. 7 and altitude 4. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go with this Barracuda. Who's recovering from his twist about.
Slight spin.
His slight spin. He's going to do a snap turn. So he's currently at speed 5 and altitude 4. He will stay the same on both. So he turns that way. And then he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turns back.
Miles away.
Miles away.
Lovely.
And that is him.
This guy over here is going to decel, throttle down 2, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ouchie.
So he's going to be nose to that plane, speed 5, altitude 4. That guy over there.
So over here we are going for a maneuver 3, which is a turn. It will mean. So I'm currently speed 2, altitude 3. I am going to speed up to 4.
Okay.
And then climb 1 altitude. So it'll drop me back down to 3 at the end of it. Because it seems everybody else is up there having fun. So he turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he turns twice. So 1 and a 2.
Okay. Not what I was expecting.
Neither was I, to be honest.
Ha! So this guy here, he has got a big old maneuver 5. He's going to accelerate by 2. And he's altitude 4 over there, isn't he?
Yes.
So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn about face over there. Remember, he is smoking, and it doesn't look cool.
I'm going to be going with Mr. I'm Always on Fire Squadron Leader. He's doing a maneuver 4, which is a snap turn. Actually,
so it turns out when you're flying, you can't do an ace maneuver. So Marcus can't do a 4 basically. So it reduces your ace maneuver by 1. So it means he can only do 1 to 3. So he has to, according to the rules, move his current speed and altitude in a straight line.
and not adjust. So I
Which
stay at altitude 5.
Just as well we're not on this lane, because then he would potentially take in 2 lots of damage.
Yeah, he would bounce twice. Oh, he's currently altitude 5, speed 5. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He will end up there.
That's not that bad.
No, but as we were saying in the intro, this is one of those situations where if I was closer to the table edge, he'd have accidentally flown off.
It's very true.
Which is a 100% victory point for you. So, I've taken his marker away because he's on fire and he can't do any shooting anymore. So over to you.
So I think I've only got this guy left.
You do, and then I have my one.
So this guy has got 365, but there's only 2 shots at close range, or 0 shots at close range?
He's got the ion, which is 2 shots close range.
You can only move 1, can you? So if I do that, can I go there? So this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Going up to speed 4. Staying at the same altitude. Okay, so we've got one left.
Right, so he's currently speed 3, altitude 4.
Mm-hmm.
He has an ace maneuver 3, which is the turn. So he has a turn, then move, then a turn. So he's going to go, I'm going to throttle up to 6.
Oh, damn.
Keeping at the same speed.
Altitude.
Or altitude even. So he will turn, move, so that's 1. Turns again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa!
He's on the hunt.
End of the movement phase. These guys are going to move. So we're going to turn. Only 1. And hopefully roll low. Okay, that's something. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So still just about in the game.
Ooh.
This guy is going to turn 1.
And roll high.
Okay, so
4, 5. Oh,
it's right in front of you.
You got what you wanted.
Oh, damn! Okay, but it doesn't go off until the end of the shooting phase. Marcus does go first.
Yes, we're going to start off with this tiger shark.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fire his underslung drones backwards.
Yep.
Into the little guy here.
Mm-hmm. Short range, yep.
At short range, and then his long range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into this one over here.
Okie dokie.
So, I'll mark off all the shots first. So we have the burst, missile, and ion. So we'll start with the ion drone into the little guy back.
Okay.
2 shots.
That guy over there.
Both miss.
Okay.
And then forward firing, we have...
This is where the real magic happens, people.
Yes, 3 missiles. And we have... And we have 9 burst cannon.
Okay, so red is the only one that hasn't used his Belching Smoke yet.
Finally.
I'm pretty sure he'll get a chance to use it.
Yeah. So we have those. It's only the burst cannons that hit. There's 4 shots landing in. I need 5 to damage.
Okay.
And
Whoa! Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Nor was I. And there we go. That is him done.
Wow, this is big.
Tides.
Over here, that could be messy. How many shots would he have at close range to that?
With this one, so he would have his underslung drone won't be able to target because he's too close, and then main weaponry would be 3 burst and 1 missile.
And the same trick over here, presumably.
Because he's ion, his is different. He is 1 missile. Because I overshot. I should have stayed 1 back. I went throttled up too far on that one. I should have looked before I moved him. At his range, he is 1 ion, 1 missile.
Okay, so I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to shoot that guy over there. So 10 shots. Talking about overshooting, I overshot earlier on. Marcus was kind of pointing out that I should have possibly faced that direction, being in his back arc, because there's a potential another lot of shooting again. For the old tailing fire, which we do love. But that being said, it might have changed Marcus's position. He might have stuck around behind me. But instead, this guy is going to shoot 10 shots in there, looking for 5s and 6s. Okay. Just 2, and then looking for those 5s and 6s again. Orcs are a simple creature.
Oh, 2 of them.
2 of.
Yes.
Okay, so 2.
Is he going to steal it from blue?
2 2s, which I believe aren't a vast...
They are smoke. So it's 2 lots of smoke.
Okay, I'll take that. No wounds, but 2 lots of smoke.
Does affect my shooting coming and back.
So red has used another lot of ammo. So we're going to go here.
So we're going to unload all our weaponry here into the small Dakka jet.
Oh yeah.
So we have the ion cannon, which is 3 dice, and the missile pods, which again are 3 dice. So we will go with the ion as white, and the missiles as orange. So looking at 5s, because we're both on the same altitude there.
Okay.
So, oh, ouch. So there we have 3
so far.
hits. So 1 ion, 2 missiles. They both damage on 4s up, and the ions explode on a 6.
Ooh.
He's used his smoke, hasn't he?
He has twin tail, yes.
Okay, so damaging rolls, looking for 4s, and we have 1 missile which lands, so it's a single damage.
Okay.
And
See the table.
result is spins.
Spins. Spins is not good.
So spin and a hull point.
Whole point and a spinach. Okay. Sort that out. Okay, so I'm going to go with this guy before he shoots the tar out of him. So 10 shots in the front. Same altitude. Looking for those 5s and 6s. The other guns can't shoot anything because they're only side guns. So. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. That is 5. 5 goes down to nothing. Again. Wonderful. So that's that one done.
So we're going to go with this one here. He is going to shoot at this Dakka over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's in medium range. We will unload all weaponry from him. So that's number 2. 1, 2, 3. So that is 6 main bursts, 6 drone bursts,
Okay.
and 3 missiles.
Oh damn.
So same altitudes.
Yep.
So 5s. That is 5 hits. So 1.
That was the same as me. I got 5 hits a minute ago.
Yeah, so 1 missile and 4 of the guns.
But of course, those
Missiles
5
are 4.
could be blanks because that's what I got.
So 4 and 5s.
Okay.
And no.
But of course,
Yeah.
it's Marcus. So we've got 3.
Is he smoked?
Red has not done his. He's the only one that hasn't. So not a single one. So he has smoked, and he probably is smoked now.
Right, and then damage results. We have spins to face and 2 lots of flame with damage. So
He's gone.
takes him out.
There we go. So I've only got 1 guy left that can actually shoot. So that is another 10 shots. Hit on 6 this time.
Yep.
Into the back of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll be less shots at that guy. So 5s and 6s. Okay, reasonable. But remember, Orks can hit quite well because of the number of dice. I don't seem to be wounding terribly well. So far, it's 11 wounds to 1 for the towel. Not a sausage. That's another 10 shots.
Spin, smoke.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Hasn't wounded yet, Marcus.
Sorry, yes, I do apologise.
So that's another 10 shots to nothing. So just a simple little Death Skulls Grot Bomb. Does explode. This is when I roll a 1 and it does absolutely nothing.
Oh, double
It's
damage.
double damage. That's 2 potential damage.
Yes.
A Grot Bomb has done something, people.
That is smoke and a flame.
Wow. So that guy's looking very patriotic. 3 smokes and a flame, but no damage so far.
No.
So we'll be having some tailing fire in a minute, but at the end of the turn,
We have a spin.
which I need to
And
resolve
a few conditions.
on a 4 up. Do I carry on spinning?
Oh, he's
I
clear.
pull out of it. He's okay, people. He's okay. And I'm going to try a smoke. I'm going to give smoke a go. You know, Smokey. And
How's
also not smoking. Huzzah. Which order do you want to do your results in, buddy?
Shall go with the squadron leader.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a 4-up. Yep.
Oh,
His
very nice.
flame goes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have
What order do you want to
3
do?
smoke
Okay, that looks like smoke.
and 1 fire.
That looks like fire.
So these are 2s because Barracudas apparently have the best pilots in the world,
Cool.
or out of this world, and all 4 go out.
Yep, obviously. Brilliant. Lovely. Okay, so initiative. Turn 5. Marcus only needs to do 2 wounds, and then he's 1.
Ooh, you win the initiative.
Trouble is, I wanna shoot first. I say like a simpleton. Yes. So I'm gonna move and shoot first. But first, we have some tailing fire.
Okay.
Will I still be alive?
So it's only a single dive each.
Well, you said that the first round, and you one-shotted my wing commander.
True. That's true. So the orange dice is the missile. Oh, and I have to take this off the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 1 there and 1 there.
Okay.
So the orange dice is the missile, the white dice is the ion.
Ion.
And I'm looking for 5s.
Mm-hmm. Hey, of course he did.
Yeah, they both hit on a 4. And neither hits.
Okay. Right, this guy is going to go for 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn to face. That way. Simple as that. Okay. Marcus, where are you going next, buddy?
I am going to go with this one here. So he's going to go on a level 5. It wasn't what I was thinking. So he's currently at speed 3, altitude 4.
Mm-hmm.
I will slow down to 2, and he will go 1, turn 2.
Okay.
And that leaves him in the sweet spot.
Wonderful. Okay, so this guy, he's got a 5. So he's going to increase his ammo. No, that'd be amazing. He's going to increase his speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go for a big old 7 because I can. So he's going to pop back over to there, just like that. Okay, so now he's a 7, an altitude of 4. I want to really pick on one guy at a time because I don't seem to be doing a lot.
We've got this one over here. He is currently at speed 5, altitude 4.
So these guys are really good in the game because unless you do a wound, they're going to shrug it off on a 2 or more.
Yeah.
So good. So they're really hard to take out. Whereas before, with 2 wounds, they were quite squishy.
Yes.
Now they're very survivable with conditions.
Yeah. So with him...
Okay.
So, he's down to 3. He will turn. 1, turn, 2, 3. Turn.
Okay, not expecting that. Okay, so the last guy for me. So whatever happens, he won't be hitting anybody with that. So I'm going to slow down to a 4, I think. I'm going to go 1, 2, turn, 3, 4. Is that right? So I was there. 1, 2, turn, 3, 4.
Yep.
Cool. That's it. Okay, so you're going to
Right. So he's got a maneuver 3, which is a turn. So he can turn, and then I'll do an Right. He's at speed 5, altitude 5. He's going to stay at altitude 5, but he's going to keep at speed 5 as well. So he turns this way, and he goes 1, 2, 3, and then
turn and face
turns 2. So in which case 3, 4. was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have to turn twice, which will park him there.
Okay. So I can't shoot you?
No.
Okay, wonderful. Keep cracking, because I've got nothing left.
Right, so then we'll come over to this one. He's got a manoeuvre of 2, which is a swoop, so he turns. He's speed 3, altitude 4. I'm going to keep with the same speed, so he turns, and then he goes 1, 2, 3. Leave him there. And then this one, as a 5, he's speed 6, altitude 4. He's going to slow down to 4. And he will go 1, turn 2, 3, 4.
So Marcus is only going to do 1 damage there, 1 damage on the other plane, and he's won the game.
There we are.
And I need to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in a turn?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Right, so end of the movement phase, this guy will move slightly. And he'll move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so I do get to shoot first.
You do.
I'm also going to Hail Mary this guy over here. 10 shots. And 5s and 6s. Same altitude. Loving life. It's not a bad roll, but we've been here before. That's 6 out of 10. With 1 damage.
Which is, yeah, so you roll the chart. 6, that's a structure point and a flame.
Okay.
So, flame token straight on.
He's
I'll take his shooting marker away because he won't be allowed to shoot.
done.
And he's got a damage.
So I've used ammo characteristic on the twin tail. Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to have to start here. So, we're starting with the big guy. He's going to unload with all of his weaponry again. So, those there. So, that will... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, so medium range. So, we have... the 9 main burst. 3 drone bursts. And 3 missiles. Altitudes are both 4. Yeah. And then... sorry.
Dice everywhere.
Everywhere. So 5s.
So 5. That's a 6.
And that one there. So we have 1 missile and 5 of the drones.
So 4s and 5s.
4 and 5s. And we have a single hit.
Okay, what's the damage then? No.
And then the result is he spins in a random direction.
Okay, so do I roll that or do you roll that?
Either or. 2. So he's facing this way.
Okay.
And that's him done.
Well, he can't shoot, so there's no point in picking him next. So this guy might as well go. And it is 6 shots into him.
So you can now target him and him.
And I will put my single side shot. It seems kind of pointless shooting these guys because it's 50% chance if he gets a condition on a 2-up he can shake it. So it's really hard. Whereas these guys got 3-up pilot skill.
It does stop him shooting back at you this turn if you put any condition on him.
I suppose there is that. So I'll put a single shot into him. Nothing. And then I will do 6 shots into the guy in front of me. One's on fire.
3.
And then the damage is 5s as per usual because they're orcs.
All three.
All three. My luck has changed. It's a bit late in the game.
So, results.
He's destroyed.
Boom. There you go.
I killed a ship, people! I got one!
Off to the... It goes.
Okay, so he's done. So he's used, for once, he's not actually used any of his starboard stuff. So he's just got one round of shooting left on his good stuff.
There you go.
But I'm sure he'll be toasted in a minute.
Right.
Who's next?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's in range now. He's in range, and he's in range.
Yeah, so it
I'm
should be.
going to start here.
Okay.
He's going to fire his ion drone underneath. Oh, it's a single shot. No, I'll leave him for now.
I can't shoot you anyway.
Oh.
So you might as well do it. So I'll remove that now. So you just happy hunting. If you take one wound off of him and one wound off of him, it is game. So you might as well try it.
So ion drone here. It's only the drone that can shoot. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So medium range. So that is a single die, which is a miss. Then we have, well, might as well do the one who's trailing behind on him.
Oh yeah.
So he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sweet spot.
So that is 3 and 3 because he's the ion guns. He doesn't have the underslung drones, so it's ion and missiles. And oof, there we are. So it's 3 ions and 1 missile.
Good
here.
shooting, Tex.
The ions do explode on 6s, and they both wound on 4s. So it's 2 damage.
Okay.
The results being boom.
He's gone.
Yes, that's smoke and no damage.
So we were saying off camera that maybe it should be damage plus smoke or plus fire, for example, because then you're more likely to take planes out. Whereas these guys are shrugging it off on a 2-up.
Yeah.
So
flames should disappear down to smoke at the minimum. They shouldn't go out completely.
whenever you hit something, it should still do damage anyway, shouldn't it?
Well, I don't.
Because
mind
how the hell would your plane smoke if it doesn't take damage?
There's only.
How would your plane catch on fire if it doesn't take damage?
Yeah, but it's not a structure damage. It could be, sort of like a minor bit. But it's the fact that flames go out completely. They should at least go down to smoke because they have the negative penalty.
Yeah.
From then on, they slow down they reduce your maneuvers, and they negatively affect your shooting.
You just got this guy to go.
Yep, and then
If you can do that single wound, it's game.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's long range. He has 1 missile and 3. Where do you go? 1 missile, 3 burst, and 2 burst at long range. So burst cannons and a missile launcher. So, cocked eye. So 1 burst cannon hits.
That's all you need.
Need a 5. No.
Okay, game continues.
Yes.
So for turn 6, me and Marcus found a little bit of a chat. Marcus was dead right. So Marcus has 4 planes. They basically just got to surround that guy and take 1 wound off, which is quite likely. So he's won the game. So it's better for me to bug out with 2 guys. Yes, he's been injured, so I will lose some points. And this guy hasn't been injured, so is it still 50% for bugging out with no wounds?
When you have no damage on you and you bug off, then you basically concede 0 points. So he leaves for free, doesn't concede anything. The damaged one, I get 25% for.
Okay. Which is still better than Marcus winning and getting all the points, and I would only get a couple of points for taking out a ship and damaging 1.
Exactly. My aircraft over here, because I see you leaving, I would leave off the table as well.
Yeah.
Because my manoeuvre I'm going to put on him is going to be something for 3 or 4. So I could turn off the table. Again, that gives 25% victory point for him. So in a campaign, you'd want to do that. Basically, as soon as your aircraft's damaged and you're under threat of receiving more damage, you want to bug off the table.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you lose them in the game, like obviously what we've seen, if you lose them in the game, you don't get them in the next or any other upcoming games, and they'll come back in full, full health and all that.
So I think, like for example, Orks struggle so hard to wound because yes, they have loads and loads of dice, so they're great at hitting, but they're only wounding on 5s. I do think it's quite hard for them with these conditions to wound anybody, because then it's a 50% chance afterwards.
The sickening part was you got stupidly unlucky. Because you rolled, like, you had that one shot, you rolled 10 dice, and you had 6 successes, and your minimum die that you rolled was a 4, and then your immediate next lot you rolled, the maximum die you rolled was a 3. And it was like, that was like stupid.
I did have
low.
several lots of 10 dice shooting, and there were about 50% hits, which were above average.
Yeah.
But then the dice
everything
gods
was fluffed right after that.
Yeah, this is it.
I think it's your petrol dice are punishing you because we haven't played for a couple of months.
It could well be.
I'm going to set with that.
I still love the Ork models, and I'm not sure about Grots. Grots are so fun, but if they don't do the initial thing, and you don't know where they're going to go.
No. I still think you shoot them too early again.
Well, I kind of had to, because as soon as you one-shotted my Big Bertha,
yeah,
I was worried you were going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
basically, all I had to do was not roll a 1 or a 2, and my ships would have been in contact. Twice.
Another thing also is that you potentially started the game too cautious.
If I moved closer,
you'd have been wailing into me. If you'd have started in at the right altitude.
So where you put yours, because you put yours in first,
yeah.
I worked out I cannot hit you in my sweet spot, which is close range. So I've got to be within 4.
Yeah.
I've worked out that I can only get 2 planes in that would have hit you in my mid section.
Right.
And I don't think giving you 2 planes that early was a good idea. So where I put myself, I was like, okay, Marcus can get 2 guys in to hit me. Very, very low amount of dice. So it's 4 dice you could hit me in the first turn. Unfortunately, both of those spiked.
Yeah.
But if I moved up forward, you've got speed 7 stuff.
Yes.
And you would have annihilated minimum of 2 planes.
Yeah. I had 1 plane at speed 7. The rest of them were speed 5s.
Yeah. So playing cautious was actually the right play for Orks. Because the big ships can only go 4s anyway, so none of them would have been in range for anything. And I certainly won't do Grot Bombs then. And my Dakar Jets, they can move up to 8, but then they would have been dead. Because none of them can get in the sweet spot, and that's why I waited for the second turn.
Right.
So I did get my 10 shots in the second turn with the Dakar Jets, but none of them... Actually, no. One of them damaged you.
Yeah.
In the second turn.
I got very, very lucky. I don't agree with the flames go out automatic. I think that they should drop down to smoke at the minimum. Because them going out was way too easy. I mean, he had 3 flame markers on him and 1 smoke, and then it's like, yeah, because I rolled lovely, nothing.
See, handling makes a big difference. So
exactly.
like these guys, if they've got fire or flame on them, it goes out on anything but a 1.
Yes.
And you had 4 conditions on one of them.
Yeah.
Whereas my Orks, 1, 2, 3, 4, it continues.
Yeah.
So, which is the joy of handling, but I don't understand how handling you can shake off flames.
No, like I said, it's got to change down to it's reduced to smoke.
So let us know in the comments section below what you think of the... I like this deployment. Deployment's good, it shakes things up.
Ammo count?
I like the ammo count. None of us did 2... So on my terrible handwriting like a 5-year-old, for example, we played 5 full turns. Yes, that one was taken out, so he didn't shoot a single shot. But I still had, on my Grot Bomber, that's my best weapon, and still had another turn off my best weapon. Yes, starboard didn't do anything, port didn't do anything. My Dakar Jet, whitetail, yes, was taken out, but still had a fair bit. Still had a couple of turns, So we still would have at least had a couple of turns with all of these. Over here, Marcus did pretty well, to be fair. Unfortunately, this guy was on fire, so he didn't put many shots in.
That's where the
but you
conditions
still had the turns.
Yeah, that's where the conditions had a big effect. That was my squadron leader. He likes to shoot down on top of aircraft, so it gives him bonuses. And with that, I mean, yeah, the whole game, Did nothing.
Well, let's say none of them were taken out. If we carried on playing, we would have had enough ammo for at least turn 9.
Well, my big killer ship had one more lot of huge shooting. He's the top aircraft there. Because his main weapon only has 4 rounds of shooting.
But you still had a couple more shots there. So
still a couple more of the others.
That's the only thing. So that still would have taken you to the end of turn 6 with your that kind of weaponry. So that's not bad, because most games of Aeronautica we don't play much past 6 or 7.
Exactly. Because, I mean, with him, that's his underslung drones, his main armament, and his missile pods. And this is obviously all at the sweet spot, the medium range. He has 4 rounds, at which point he then loses that. And that's him. And in a campaign, he'll then bug off.
Yeah. So you have real nice 4 rounds of heavy shooting. First turn might not even happen, so you probably get 5 rounds out of the guy. And then smeg off, which isn't bad, because that's about what we normally play anyway.
I mean, he is my A10 in the Tower Force.
It does make you feel like the game is more realistic, because you've got ammo count, you care about the models, whereas before you normally just throw them into combat. Now it's about points, not about win or lose as an ongoing campaign. But I really like the ammo, and I honestly think we should keep it in. But please let us know. I really want to know in the comments below what you think of all the separate rules, and what would you like to see in the campaign. So thoughts, Marcus? Would you keep them all in?
Keep them all in, change the flames to smoke.
Okay. We'll have a reread and make sure we're doing it right, but I'm pretty sure we are doing it right.
I think that coming back, maybe even introduce a penalty to... Well, that would only penalise the Orks even more so. But like if you were on fire, then introduce a penalty to handling, so they can't get away with clearing it off so quick.
Because Orks, to be fair, they're handling...
it's not going to make any odds, but for like Tau, Eldar...
Surely Orks wouldn't care that they're on fire.
You would have thought so, something like that.
I mean, I've even got upgrades that says Belching Smoke, so, you know...
Well, yeah, exactly.
What's the difference between that smoke and the other smoke?
One's positive, one's a negative.
The old negative smoke.
There you go.
Yes.
It's a bit greasier.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I mean... I felt it was a completely different game to what we played before.
100%.
And I did actually enjoy it. I honestly can't wait to play more. And not because of how the result came, but I loved how it played. I should imagine other factions are going to play different. I wouldn't mind playing Orks and having a go with them.
So, wound-wise, I scored 2 wounds against you, and you scored 12 against me. If I didn't bug out, you would have...
But the stupid thing is, hits-wise, you had as much hit...
Oh, hitting?
As I
not
did.
a problem. I think it is down to dice. But that's
it was me clearing the flames off, and you unfortunately didn't.
Well, you can clean them off quite easy because you're a pilot skill. So that's not luck. That is generally is a better stat. But yeah, me and dice, we've never got on. But I've never been put off of games because of dice. I mean, we've had some terrible games of Marvel for a start. Because on our local chat, Marcus is known as Marcus Nothing But Crits. So, yeah. So he's always had a very good experience with dice. And we do have a laugh off camera.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Some of it is nervous laughs. I mean, it gets a bit silly, some of the things that happen. But,
yeah.
But we've also always said about this game, this is a game that if you expect good results from dice rolls, it's not the game for you.
It spikes.
Expect to fail.
Like Marvel Christ Protocol, how many times a 2-pointer has peaked damage and taken somebody out? It's crazy. We've seen X23, who is a 3-pointer, take out 8 points of models easily. So, yeah, dice. It happens, people.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it made sense. And if you like this, please subscribe for some more great content. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.